Okay, Tom, so I figured this would be the most efficient way to show you what we did. So we started off by having the teachers log in on the Chromebooks in the library to take the practice test. Karen and I figured that by having the students take the practice test, that would help them understand what the students would actually be doing. It also would give them an opportunity to do the practice test with their students, and then have the students know how to get to the practice test so that they could work on it on their own. So practice test, you go to the casp.org website. From here it's practice and training tests. There's 3 areas they're going to do. This green area, student interface practice and training test. So we actually had the teachers do this. We spent about 10 to 15 minutes to let them kind of get a feel for it. They were frustrated in a couple of parts. They learned some things about the mechanics of the interface, so it was a pretty good experience. Guest user, guest session, sign in. On this Is This You page, the one thing they'll have to do is they'll have to select a grade. So for the 10th grade test, they will have the option of doing just these 2 assessments. So if they go back to the login, for the 11th grade test, they will have the option to do additional tests as well as a performance test. So if they wanted to see what those look like. I had teachers just pick one and work on it. A couple of them, the more advanced users, dug in and did a couple of different ones, just parts of different ones. So this is where we had them start. Karen sat down and took it too. I had taken it the couple days before, just so that I'd be able to answer any questions that they might have. After we went through the practice test, we talked to teachers about having the students do it. So having them understand the process of, okay, so you go to the CASP website, you go to the practice and training test area, and then you go into the student interface area. So making sure that they were comfortable doing that. We had our 7th grade English teacher say that, okay, we'll take that part since we're not testing, and we'll go through that with the students at least once. A couple other teachers wanted to give students time too, so they were doing it. Also, like I said, we want to make sure the students knew how to get back into here. So again, after that, we had students, we talked to the teachers about having the kids and showing them. Then we showed them the schedule. And so for the schedule, I had created this doc, and it's a PDF. I'll send it to you. It had some links as well as like the test administrator's reference, the DFA for the Smarter Balance practice test, how to get there, some training videos that we took a look at, and then the performance tasks broken down by the ones that our site was going to do. So then we talked about what our schedule looked like and what this meant. Mr. B in the library with the 7th grade testing group, and so we answered all questions related to the schedule. So after the schedule, I did a login for them so that they could see what the login process looked like. So if we're back at the CASP website and we go to this practice and training area, this first one, test administrator practice training site, it's the interface for the individual that's administering the test, so they could log in to see how it worked. Now this is identical to last year's interface, and you'll see what I mean by that in a second. So after they get the credentials, they'll want to change their password. Once they change their password, they're going to want to log in. Now, whenever you log in the system, you're always going to get this pop-up every time, so you just hit always allow. You'll have to do it each and every time. After you allow it, you'll have to refresh, and then you're ready to work. The only thing you have to do after you log in and then do the pop-up refresh in the training area is hit select all and start the session. This creates a session ID, and now it's live. The students can take the test. After that, it's just this approval areas. It's identical to last year. When we walked through that, teachers were very comfortable with that. There is one hitch. I'm going to show you that right now, so I'm going to log out. There is one hitch in the test administrator interface. This is where they'll go for the actual live testing. You can log in now. I'm going to do everything except create a session ID. And so when I log in here, you'll see in just a second I've got to do the pop-up thing again. It'll come up here in just 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's taking a little bit longer, but it'll get there. As you can see while we're waiting for it, right here, this area where it says select all, it's not there. So if I were to go, I'm testing 7th graders and I want their ELA test, you can see I've got to individually select which ones I want to make live. And that's a problem right now because I don't know exactly which ones need to make live. Monica at the district office is helping me with that. My guess is that you'll have to get direction on this as well because the select all button is not there like last year. So that is going to be just a small source of angst for some. They're going to have to know how to select the exact test they're looking for. Then they would hit start session, their session ID would pop up and they do approvals. So that's one change that I've found for this year, is that select all button is gone, and it's going to need to be addressed. So hope that helps. After that login practice that we went through with them, we had the serious talk. So we talked about test security, electronic devices, expectations, all the stuff that we used to do with the paper CST, just making sure that everyone knew how to do that. I figured making a video would be the best way for me to show you what we did. So hope that helps.